Cabinet meeting. Have we got any apologies for absence?
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Urgent business. I've not been notified of any urgent business. Declarations of interest. If you've got an interest in any matter on the agenda, please declare that now and make sure you sign the appropriate form. Public question time. I've not received any public questions. So then we're on to the minutes of the Cabinet meeting held on the 27th of February. Can we agree those as a correct record? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is Oldham playing pitch strategy. So, who's going to speak to that? Neil, right, okay. Yeah, by all means, Neil.
So I hope the colleagues will be fairly familiar. So hopefully colleagues will be fairly familiar with the playing pitch strategy now. It's certainly been around to each of the district execs, and we've had discussions with lots of members about it. So just as a quick reminder, the strategy has been developed from research analysis of the playing pitches across the whole borough. And what you've got is two parts, is the actual strategy itself and also the assessment report. So it lists, and that's within the appendixes of the whole report. So it provides a vision for the improvement and prioritisation of playing pitches across the borough. It also then suggests a number of recommendations of how we should deal with those pitches, what the maintenance is, what the development is of that playing pitch stock. It also gives you a sport-by-sport analysis of the playing pitches, what sports are played on there, how often, how many games, and so on. And then the last request some time ago is that you requested that I also go out to the district executives to look at prioritisation of each of the pitches. So which pitches should be prioritised within each of the districts. And also what I've then done is costed that. So we've got a full cost plan, a provisional cost plan for each of the pitches, in particular those that are prioritised. But just of note, is that actually what we're not looking for is the costs for those. That's just an indication of how much it would cost to develop those particular pitches within those districts. Particularly if we was then to seek funding from Sport England or the lottery and so on. So there's not an actual cost that we're looking for. I guess that's, in summary, is where we're at with the strategy.
Anybody have any questions? Okay, so thank you. So can we agree the recommendations? Thank you. Okay, the next item is discretionary rate relief policy 2017-18. Abdul.
Chair, so this is an annual report that we have to bring just to agree the discretionary rate relief policy. Following the autumn statement, there's 2 or 3 amendments that's detailed in the executive summary of the report. The first one being that it is a new £1,500 discount for local newspapers and a new 100% mandatory rural relief from 50% to 100%, which must be addressed under the discretionary power. This was in primary legislation. I think the other thing is there's been tidying up of the policy, Chair. There isn't anything major in there. Couple of other things that I need to mention. Since this paper was written, the Chancellor in the budget and subsequent to the budget, we've been notified that there will be an additional £300,000 transitional business relief that will be given to the council. We haven't got the full detail of that, so when we got the full detail, we will make amendments to it. This policy does allow myself and the Director of Finance to make amendments to it during the year of the operation for this policy. So I'm requesting Obviously, sorry, if there's any question, I'm happy to answer those, but then I'm requesting the recommendation as set out at Appendix A, including the delegation to change the policy to myself and to the Director of Finance. Thank you, Chair.
Are there any questions? Okay, do we approve the proposed discretionary rate relief policy? Thank you. Okay, so item 8 is a revenue monitor and capital investment programme for 2016-17. Abdul?
Thank you, Chair. So this is one of the quarterly reports that we bring to Cabinet for approval. This deals with the current financial year 16-17, and it deals with the period up to end of December 2016. So this will be the last report before the end of the year. The revenue position is that we're predicting a surplus by the end of the year of £140,000. The format of the report is familiar to everybody, Chair, as we bring it on a regular basis. I'm very confident that by the end of the financial year, we'll be able to produce a balanced budget with possibly a little surplus. Insofar as the capital is concerned, then that's detailed on page, well, the summary is detailed on page 278. We're predicting that the spend on that will be 47.092 million, which is significantly less than what we anticipated. But what's happened is the slippage has been not lost, but just merely postponed to the future years rather than spent in this financial year. Again, Chair, I'm happy to take questions from members both on the revenue and capital, and then the recommendations is at the bottom, which includes the HRA and the collection fund.
Any questions? Do we agree the recommendations? Thank you. Item 9 is the report around the demolition and subsequent acquisition of the site of the redundant gas holder at Albert Street, Hollingwood, Oldham. I need to declare an interest because I'm on the joint venture company. This report is for noting, and there is a more detailed report in the closed part of the meeting. So do we note the report?
Agreed.
Agreed. Thank you. Item 10 is the Council's performance report, December 2016. Again, doing any questions or comments on the performance report? Can we note the report?
Yeah.
Thank you. Will somebody please move the exclusion of the press and public?
Moved.
Thank you.